Hi you guys. I decided to do a video to talk about tonight's full moon in Sagittarius. I'm gonna talk a little bit about like what's going on in the astrological forecast, as well as pull some cards just to give more clarity and like a message to the situation of just maybe like advice or whatever. So first of all, as I already said, tonight's full moon will be in Sagittarius. I think that it might have already peaked in some areas or just in general. But, you know, until we see it tonight, you know, you can still work your magic and stuff. But, yeah. So, yeah, with the full moon in Sagittarius, first of all, full moon is always a time to kind of reflect back on what you've done since the new moon, to see what you have grown. Has it like, you know, really started to reach its potential? This is your time to shine, as I feel like you prepare to shed, just because when the moon is full, that means that it has reached its full light potential, and now it has to start or move back to basically the beginning of it being like a new moon. So like full moons are a chance to reflect on what you've done, reflect on, you know, your accomplishments, as well as reflecting on, you know, what you could have done better, what you want to release from these past 2 weeks, so on and so forth. And so with the full moon being in Sagittarius, our energy is also very high energy. So full moon, like, you know, we always hear about werewolves and full moons, so it kind of like brings us back to like animalistic nature. You know, you watch any type of like werewolfy or witchy-ish movie, and like the full moon always holds a lot of significance because it does bring out, like, it's when the tides are high, it's when our blood is just kind of like rushing, if you will, because the moon controls the water. So with the Sagittarius energy, with this full moon in Sagittarius already being such an energetic sign, we can expect really high antsy energy, especially with like stay-at-home order and curfews and just the disrest that's happening in our world, period. We can definitely expect some high energy. We can expect, but we can't expect joy. We can expect fun, whimsical, childlike experiences and things that bring us back to our inner child, because Sagittarius is kind of like the child of the group, just about being carefree and being fun. This is also a time to look at if you've been too carefree. Have you been irresponsible? Have you just been like very, very careless? You know what I'm saying? And like, have you had your affairs in order, or have you been like just hopping from place to place? It's like, on one hand, this is, you know, the energy to do that, but also just reflecting like if you've been going overdrive, then pulling back. And that's where the waning comes from of the moon, of like us just kind of like letting go of whatever we feel that like isn't serving us anymore, after kind of observing it in the build up to the full moon. So yeah, and with the Sagittarius energy also comes like a wisdom, because Sagittarius is also very like just fresh and innovative, I think, as well as like being like, it's the child of the zodiac, but not in the way that Aries is, because Aries is the first in line. Sagittarius is down the chronological list of the zodiac, which just makes it a little bit more developed as a child. So it's childlike in a way of like, I want to say like being forgiving, like just being like very carefree, not holding on to things, being able to move freely. And that's something to look at too. If you have been holding on too tight to things and you need to learn to let things go, this full moon is great energy to do that, because the moon is about to let go. And because Sagittarius is so free, it's not gonna pack up and take everything with it when it leaves. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna leave stuff behind, because Sagittarius is so flighty. And then also Sagittarius is, or excuse me, the moon will actually be square Mars at this time, and Mars is fire energy just like Sagittarius. So there might be like some anger and some distress, just especially because of the fact that like the situation that we're in. But Mars is just so aggressive. Mars is about action. Mars is about sex as well. So full moon bringing out the animalistic nature. Tonight could be a good night to have some very like nasty, pushing the limit sex with the full moon squaring Mars. However, a square isn't necessarily the most harmonic placement for two, or aspect for two, I guess, astrological bodies to be in. So the sex might be like really hard. Yeah, but then at the same time though, Mars will be square Venus, and with Mars being square Venus, you might see some discord in your relationship, which might just lead to that nasty, angry makeup sex actually. So it all kind of goes together. But with this square energy going around, you can expect to be a little irritated and irritable with others, and just maybe having a short fuse, and just maybe even having a hard time expressing your love or even expressing your anger, just because Venus is retrograde in Gemini right now, and with this square Mars, and Mars actually being in Aquarius, that's air energy, that's like communication energy. Also, we actually did just start the I'm sorry y'all, I keep blanking. We also did just reach into the Mercury retrograde shadow phase that basically leads into the official Mercury retrograde. So communication can start to become a little foggy right now, but really tap into this Sagittarius energy to try to speak freely tonight. Also, it's a lunar eclipse, so like the energy is even higher. So everything that I'm saying is like really amped up. So just really pay attention to any discord that might occur in your relationships. Use the Gemini sun energy to break through any communication barriers as best as you can. I know these squares can cause a lot of tension between us and the people that we love, but let's just try our best to communicate as effectively as possible. Don't let the Venus retrograde in Gemini get you down either. You know, just have patience and use that Sagittarius energy of being able to have a clean slate. You can kind of, it's been said to me that you can kind of think of a Sagittarius as like a sage to come and like clear the energy. So that's the thing too of this full moon. It can be a fresh start if you let it. It can be a clean slate if you let it, from all of this square, tense energy. You know, if you, because all of these things might come to a head today or in the next few days. And when they do, you can make the choice to let it just be like a clearing out. If anything sets on fire, if anything is guns a-blazing, let that be, you know, just burning whatever needed to be killed in this instance. So with all of that being said about the moon, I'm going to start pulling cards. I'm using my Miss Cleo Tarot Power deck. I'm using my Black Moon Lilith astrology deck, and this card just fell out. And I'm also using the Moonology Oracle deck. I just thought it was very fitting to use like moon related, astrology related cards, because this is more so about astrology. Still had to have a little bit of tarot in here, but you know, just do my thing. So I'm still shuffling. Again, I like to shuffle a lot just because I really like to make sure that shit is really random. Shit is just popping out here. It's just flying out here. So already we have Judgment and we have the Tower. So with the energy that I just spoke about, first of all, I'm going to get into the Tower first. The Tower is about chaos and swing. I actually recently pulled this for someone else in a reading, so I guess the energy is just real chaotic everywhere. You can think of the Tower as, I like to relate it to the Tower of Babel. I think it's a biblical reference, which is basically just like, apparently like the folks wasn't acting right, and God or something like that decided to change the language and make it to where there was a language barrier between everybody, so they didn't speak the same language. And that really caused hell to ensue, because misunderstanding, miscommunication is literally like I feel like that's the epitome of hell. So with the Tower card and with the Judgment card, you might be feeling misunderstood right now, and you might be feeling very angry. This is the fire energy that we were talking about with full moon Sagittarius, square Mars, and then also like you just might be feeling judged. I'm getting that there's a misunderstanding going on, and this could be about like worldwide, like talking about the protests and everything like that. Like, we don't understand each other. We're not agreeing. We have created our own hell for each other because we judge each other, we discriminate against each other. but this might relate to your personal life in a way that you feel like your environment or someone in your environment is judging you, and it is causing hell for you because you think so much about this person's judgment, and it's really, really weighing you down. And with this Sagittarius energy, I want you to try not to care. You know, like, of course, do what you can, but I want you to use this Sagittarius energy to not let what this person is projecting onto you or what this person is misunderstanding about you, do not let that make you create your own hell for yourself, because it's just not worth it. That judgment just is not, it's not important enough. And even just about with the protests and everything going on in the world right now, I just want to say too, like, don't create hell for yourself. It's hell going on outside in the world, but don't let that be your reality inside your home, okay? All this square energy and these retrograde planets and Mercury retrograde and retrograde, your communication can very well be fucked up and you'll be in hell. But don't let that penetrate your mind. Don't let that penetrate your environment. You know what I'm saying? Create heaven on earth for yourself. With this Sagittarius energy, I know that, you know, we have a lot of stay-at-home orders, we have a lot of curfew, but try to get out so that you're not stuck in this tower, you're not stuck in this place of judgment. You need air, maybe you need to be away from others because you're just not seeing eye to eye with the people around you right now. And, you know, at the end of the day, don't feel compelled to feel like you have to be the one to correct this person if they don't see what they're doing wrong, because their judgment day is coming, okay? It's not today, and today is not their day to judge you either, and you just have to get out of that situation to not let that person do that to you anymore. And if you can't get physically out of that situation, I would just say try your best to be carefree. Try your best to not let it get to you, kind of let it run off your back, and just take things lighthearted. I think that's the thing too with everything that's going on. I think it's going to be very easy to get offended. However, the thing is that with it not being, I feel like, a lot of water energy or a lot of emotional energy, you know, I feel like it'll be more like irritation and anger, but it's not gonna like wound you. So just try to let it be lighthearted instead of letting it like make you very angry in the moment, because I'm getting like a lot of like impulsive momentary anger that can come, you know. So I would just say watch out for that. Don't act too fast. Think it over, okay? And then actually with that, I got the earth element for stability. So that just goes along with what I was just saying of just not acting impulsively. Don't let anybody get you out of character. Stay balanced, stay stable, and just stay wise. Earth energy, I feel like, is very wise. Like, think about the Capricorn energy. Think about Taurus. Think about Virgo. Virgo being so analytical. Taurus being a little stubborn, but still knowing to stand their ground. So I would just say in this time, it's really important for you to just remain grounded, remain level-headed, remain balanced, and don't let all of this chaos get to you. You know what I'm saying? This is telling you to just be very, very strong-minded at this time, but not in a stubborn way, just in a way of like not letting anybody else penetrate what you have going on to create your own personal hell. I would just say be wise and be strong in yourself and what you stand for, and just not letting anybody burst your bubble. If you make a brick house, can't nobody burst it. So that's this earth element. It might be that you need to not necessarily develop thick skin, but just a thicker foundation so that nobody can knock you off of your shit. You understand what I'm saying? And we got Saturn, truth. And this is just so funny because this Saturn energy goes along with this earth element because Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. And the first thing that I thought of when I saw this earth element was Capricorn. So with this Capricorn earth energy, I'm really getting one that, you know, there needs to be like a blueprint. There needs to be like a real, I don't know why, but I don't like saying the word plan. but you need to have it mapped out. You need to know the truth. You need to have a good idea of what you stand for. Like, that's what I'm really getting from this, with this full moon. I think it's just really about shedding the people that make you feel judged, that make you feel like you have to explain yourself, that make you feel misunderstood, and trying to stand more in your ground of seeking truth, and maybe even finding people that will seek the truth with you, that will, or help maybe lead you to the truth. I don't know if maybe like some earth dominant signs are going to come into your life and help you to seek the truth. This also has a lot to do with like father figure energy, because Capricorn is father figure energy, Saturn is father figure energy, and maybe just looking to elders, looking to Mama Earth, looking to ancestors to help you seek the truth, so that you are no longer confused in this Tower of Babel, so that you are no longer led astray by somebody else's judgment, because you know the truth. That's what I'm getting. Use that curious Sagittarius energy. Use this Mars and Aquarius energy to, and even this Venus in Gemini, this Gemini sun. Very curious, logical, well, Gemini, Aquarius, logical, but curious Gemini and Sagittarius energy to just look deeper into the truth, to reveal to yourself what you want to believe in. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm really getting, is just not being lost in this Tower of Babel, this tower of fake news, this tower of lies, this tower of confusion, and just becoming really clear-headed and figuring things out for yourself. That's what I'm getting from this full moon in Sagittarius energy, and these cards that I'm pulling. I'm going to keep pulling. I got third house messages. So the third house rules Gemini, rules Mercury. Funnily enough, we're talking about Gemini placements. We're talking about being clear-minded. So I'm getting that you need to let go of all of this fake news, all of this judgment, all of this chaos, confusion. Get your mind clear. Look for the truth and deliver that honest message that you have. This Gemini sun energy, this full moon in Sagittarius energy, this is making you a person that can talk well. This charm of Gemini sun, this charm of Sagittarius full moon, and both of them being outgoing, both of them being somewhat of, I feel like both of them are good speakers, are outgoing, know how to connect to people. So I'm just getting that you need to clear your mind, find your truth, so you can spread a very important message that has been bestowed upon you. You have to spread this message. One thing to say, with Gemini being the sun energy and Sagittarius being like the moon energy, I just really think it's just very interesting, because they are opposites on the zodiac wheel. They oppose each other. So, you know, I think that would make them complement people, like complement angles or whatever, come together to make 360, something like that. Ooh, excuse me. So just how that energy will complement one another today and moving forward. I talked about the Gemini North Node and the Sagittarius South Node. You can watch that other video that delves deeper into that. But even with that, it's kind of like polar energy going on, but they coincide so well, but it just kind of heightens everything. And I feel like even though it's not a lot of water energy going on right now, I do feel like there will be some intuition. I do feel like there will be some intuition, because Gemini kind of has like a more like, instead of it being watery feeling intuition, it's more of like a mental intuition that does come from their strong Mercury relationship and things like that. And with the Gemini sun being, you know, right now, I think that, because Gemini is also about truth, you know, it's about seeking that truth and speaking that truth. And I just think that that is just very important energy right now. And Sagittarius being so curious, I just think that it's all about truth and expression of that truth. And the truth may come out in a very burning, harsh way with this Sagittarius energy. So, I don't know, the truth may not be what you want it to be by any means, but it'll be what you need it to be. It'll be something that can really stabilize everything. It might knock you, take you for a whirlwind for a second, but it will be exactly what you need to remove yourself from this hell that you're in, and this tower, this judgment that you face, you know. And these are major arcana cards. So this is just saying, like, really, like, overall, like, especially in a collective message, it's just like, it's not just about the day-to-day, it's about the hell that you live in and are overwhelmed by, and the hell that we all live in together, that has made us come to a point of protesting, rioting, and on the brink of a war, you know. So these are major shifts that are happening, but I'm getting the feeling that the truth seekers will prevail here, and I think that is something to really say and speak to. It talks about new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. This coincides with this earth energy. So far we have earth, and we have Saturn, which is Capricorn, and then we have new moon in Virgo, which is another earth sign, and then actually so the third house ruled by Mercury, right? Virgo also ruled by Mercury, as well as Gemini. Gemini and Virgo are also kind of counterparts in the way that Gemini is the output and is the male part for Mercury's energy. Virgo is the feminine energy and like yin and more inward energy of Mercury. So with this being ruled by Mercury, Gemini sun being ruled by Mercury, I'm just really getting that like communication and thought is very important right now, and truth seeking, like I said. But Virgo is about going within and analyzing, while Gemini is the expression. Okay, so with this Virgo card, it just goes back to really like finding truth, and that means digging within yourself to find truth, going inward to find truth, making sure that you have all your facts together, making sure that you are spreading this true message that we need so much right now, so that we can escape from this hell and we can become balanced and we can become really, really, really stable. And then actually it's just funny because I wasn't going for this, but I just happened to see this as I was shuffling, so I'm gonna pull it out. And this is full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. So I think that's the thing too, because new moon in Virgo to full moon in Virgo, you are building up, right? You're really building up this, you're building up self, okay? And you know, you're filling up with truth, you're filling up with knowledge. And I think that it is also saying, like, during this time when you are facing your own personal hell, as well as the hell that we are all sharing, within your own personal hell, you will find lies that tell you that you are not good enough. You might even be thinking, who am I to share this message? But this card is reassuring you that you can share this message. You have the right to share this message. You are destined to share this message. You are supposed to share this message because you are good enough. And then even with it saying a time to give rather than take, that means that you are the oracle right now. It's time for you to spread the message. That's what I'm getting. Like, it's just really time for you to, you know, once you get all your facts together, give them out. Give out this message that you have, this truth that you have. Share it. I think that's what this is all about too, is, you know, once you escape this hell and you find stability and you find truth, share it. Give that message out to other people, because we need it at this time. And just not letting any type of fake news or lies or confusion or smoke and mirrors derail you. Like, really stay on your track, okay? Pull a few cards and then I think I'll be done, because this has reached 20 something minutes. And it's just really funny because then I pulled the full moon in Capricorn. So it's just a lot of earth energy going on right now, a lot of Capricorn energy. If you are a Capricorn, I don't know what this means to you, or if it's just saying that we need to buckle down and get this Capricorn energy going. I'm getting that strategy is very, very important right now. So whether that pertains to the overall picture of what we're doing to get justice in our communities, or that has to do with your life and planning out what you want, strategy, planning, blueprint, bring it into fruition. This is just all about the planning that it needs to take, the communication that it'll take, the thought process that it'll take to really allow you to bring what you need into fruition, especially with these full moon cards. And it is a full moon. I know that this full moon in Sagittarius is supposed to be about shedding and stuff, but I'm getting the message that we don't need to go too buck wild. We don't need to get too antsy in this energy, because we need to find balance. We need to really reel it in and really make sure that we know what we're doing, that we know what we're talking about. Get your facts together, get all your ducks in a row, because you have a message to spread, like I said. And this says the end of a tough cycle approaches. I don't think that the war or anything that may be about to really get started is going to come to an end super duper soon. But I think that it's saying that this revolution that's about to happen is the beginning of the end of this tough cycle that we have faced as a world, as a community, so on and so forth, and whatever that means to your personal life as well. You are good enough, and the end of this rough time is approaching. So I don't know if this even is just for, if this is just for my people, my Black people, to say that your life matters, you are good enough, okay? And a time to give rather than take, that also really alludes to the fact that it's a time to share the glory. It's a time to give to your neighbors, give to the people in your community. You know what I'm saying? Uplift them, help them to grow, help them to know that they are good enough. That might be the message that you need to spread for somebody else, is helping them to see their worth, helping them to see their value, and just helping them to bring their dreams into fruition. Maybe that's your message. Maybe that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what we're supposed to be doing for each other right now. I know this Sagittarius full moon energy might have us antsy, might have us all over the place, but what I'm getting is that use that energy, that fire energy, to buckle down and use it to strategize and plan for something bigger. Okay, today is not the day to explode or implode with this Mars square with the moon or Venus or anything like that. Don't explode in your relationships. Really think things through. Be stable. You know, look for the truth. Okay, do not let your personal hell and the confusion that you have in your mind steer you away from the truth. We are so close to finding the truth. We are so close to ending this vicious cycle. So take from all of that what you will. If it resonated, great. If it didn't, I totally understand. I love you guys so much. We're definitely in this together. Thank you so much for watching this video and receiving this message. Peace and blessings to you. Please take care of yourself, and just remember to escape your personal hell, stabilize your life, find the truth so you can spread the message and help other people to get out of their own personal hell, because it's about the collective. It's about us helping each other. So love you. Peace out. Y'all take care. I wanted to come back and say that after I filmed the video I'm out of breath. I just walked up the stairs. I wanted to come back and add on to the